So today I'm actually out on the bike, the Honda NX500. It's a beautiful day and I've got another Victorinox Swiss Army knife review for you. Now this one is going to be interesting, and it's going to be interesting because I think this knife that I've got in my hand is probably about the best value Victorinox Swiss Army knife money can buy. It doesn't have the most functions, it's not the smallest, but I think it's the best value for money you can currently buy. So what I've got for you is the Victorinox Recruit Swiss Army knife. It's in this blister pack, just show you briefly. Although it's open because I wanted to check the knife over. And it's from their medium range of knives, and it's an 84mm knife. Let's have a little look further at it in closer detail. So this Victorinox Recruit Swiss Army knife is the 84mm pocket knife from the medium range, as I've mentioned. Swiss manufactured with some excellent quality engineering. I'm not going to tell you the price at the moment, as I usually do straight away, but I'm going to hold off telling you the price. And what we're going to do is go over the knife, and then I'll tell you why I think this is one of the best value knives you can buy currently. So it's a two-layer knife. You can see here the two layers. This one has no back tools. So we've got, as I've mentioned, 84mm knife, and that relates to the length of the body. So it's 84mm long. It's 14mm high. And it's 23mm wide at its widest point. Weighs 48 gram. Very easy, lightweight knife to use. Easy to go in the pockets. And it has 10 functions. So if we start with the scales, and the top scale. Firstly, we got the key ring, which is classed as a function stroke tool. And in the top scale, we have a pair of tweezers. These are very usable tweezers, and if you look at other reviews, people rate them very, very highly. Turn it over to the bottom, and we have a toothpick. So with no back scales, it's a very, very simple knife, this one. It has the two layers, as mentioned. And if we look at the opening layer, the first layer, we have a tin opener. And very effective, if a bit slow. With a 3mm flathead screwdriver at the top, which at an angle can deal with small Phillips as well. The nail nicks on these Swiss Army knives, the Victorinox knives, is tremendous. Everything about these knives is quality. On the other side of that layer, we have a multi-tool. And if you notice, it's locked in place. It's called a half lock, and then it's full lock. This is a 6mm flathead screwdriver, and the half lock helps if you're going to be trying to get some leverage on a screw. We've got a wire trimmer, and that works by putting it in the half lock, putting the wire through and bringing the blade down on top of the wire, and then just rotating either the wire or the knife to cut through the outer of the wire and trim it. not classed as a tool, but if you notice, the flathead screwdriver has a slope coming down to the edge, and that can be used as a pry tool. So if you want to open something or scrape something, that can be used for that purpose. They're not heavy duty, but for lighter tasks they are pretty useful. So moving to the second layer, there are two functions of this second layer, and the first is the main blade. It's a drop point stainless steel fine edge Victorinox steel blade. Razor sharp when they come out of the box. They can dull off if you use them a lot, but they sharpen very easily as well. We've got a blade length of 55 millimeters from the tang to the tip. It's non-locking. It's less than 3 inches and therefore a UK legal carry. So the second tool in that layer is another blade, and this is a little pen blade. It's the same as the main blade in terms of the stainless steel, the drop point. It's just smaller, and that's very useful to use for everyday tasks. If you want to open a bit of cardboard, if you want to peel something, open letters, and it just saves the main blade from going off its sharpness. You keep the main blade for tasks that require a much sharper knife edge. So that little pen blade is 36 millimeter from tang to tip. And both blades are nicely polished. Victorinox do a tremendous job with their stainless steel blades. They're not the heaviest duty you can find, but for general purpose, these blades work very, very well. So you have a lifetime warranty against manufacturer defects. As I've shown you, the build quality is excellent on these. We've got an internationally recognised symbol, which is the Victorinox cross. Interestingly, the logo on the Celador scales is not printed on there. That is inset into the Celador scales. And if you look at them from the rear, you can see how it's inset. Beautiful, you can't feel it. Absolutely brilliant. Real quality workmanship. Also, you've got spares available for most of the knives, and you can do modifications to these knives yourself. Not that difficult. You replace the scales, change the colours, add tools. That's to the scales by having a different scale. And there are people out there that would take a base knife and build something for you how you want it. So that's your Victorinox Recruit Swiss Army knife. I think a real bargain. I think one of the best value Swiss Army knives you can probably get that is truly functional. And the reason for that is that this knife recommended retail price is £21. Currently, 2024, you can buy that at £13.95. £13.95, cheap as chips. Actually, it is as cheap as a bag of fish and chips. £13.95. In some places, you'd get yourself a bag of fish and chips. Or you could have that lovely little Recruit Swiss Army knife. So apart from it being dirt cheap, what do I see this knife useful for? Well, the 84mm The no tools on the back. Pretty simple knife. The main two blades would be the most useful thing you'd probably use on this knife. But with the other two multi-tools, you've got extra facility if you need it. It's very light, slips into the jeans coin pocket. Very, very good. I see it as a potential first knife for somebody starting off, or somebody that just wants, they don't want all the other tools that come with some of the multi-layered knives that you can get from Victorinox. You just want a decent blade, a reserve blade, with the bonus of having a couple of multi-tools. So a basic pocket knife, as cheap as, literally as cheap as chips. Go buy yourself one. Just go and buy it. You won't regret it. I don't make any money from Victorinox. I buy everything. But I think that's a bargain. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on another review. And there'll be some modifications coming up soon. And at some point, I'm going to take a knife apart. Might even be this knife. Let's wait and see.